Good morning, and this morning we're at the beginning of perhaps the most theologically complex but richest of Paul's letters, his letter to the Romans, and it's chapter 1. We're going to miss out the first 7 verses as the passage is slightly long and begin at verse 8. First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being reported all over the world. God, whom I serve with my whole heart in preaching the gospel of his Son, is my witness, how constantly I remember you in my prayers at all times, and I pray that now at last, by God's will, the way may be opened for me to come to you. I long to see you, so that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to make you strong, that is, that you and I may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. I do not want you to be unaware, brothers, that I planned many times to come to you, but I've been prevented from doing so until now, in order that I might have a harvest among you, just as I have had among the other Gentiles. I'm obligated both to Greeks and non-Greeks, both to the wise and to the foolish. That is why I am so eager to preach the gospel also to you who are in Rome. I'm not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes, first for the Jew, then for the Gentile. For in the gospel a righteousness from God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith. Elsewhere, Paul speaks of his pride that he only has preached the gospel in places that others have not preached before him, but today he's hoping that he can go to Rome and consolidate the work that's been done by others in establishing the church in Rome. And as with so many of these passages in Romans, it's a passage which is rich in contents and meaning. But the thing that I want us to notice is the importance that Paul places on fellowship, on being together, in sharing in the gospel, so as to strengthen one another, to encourage one another. One of the sad things about this COVID period is that we have been unable really to do that. If we go to church, then we are discouraged from mingling with one another, and we're not even able to sing. And for me, as a non-singer, singing in church is one of the strengths, because I can do it amidst others who have better voices than I, but I find it very difficult to worship on my own. And certainly one of the huge parts of being together in church is mingling with one another, encouraging one another, sharing with one another. And that's what Paul longs to do as he looks to the possibility of going to Rome, that we may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. And that's part of what we are as Christians. We are a family. We are people who support one another, who encourage one another, and who build one another up, who support one another when we are in need. I'm not ashamed of the gospel, says Paul, because it is the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes, first for the Jews, then for the Gentiles. For the gospel is a righteousness from God is revealed, a righteousness by faith. And so as he is at the beginning of this letter, which is just full of teaching about the content of the gospel and about its meaning and about the depth of faith, he begins with this introduction, which reminds us yet again of the keynote of all his teaching, that Christianity is not by what we do, but it's by what we receive, a righteousness that is by faith. The righteous will live by faith. And I hope that that is at the heart of your thinking as you consider Christianity and as you rejoice in what God has done for us in Christ. It's not what we do, but it's what Christ has done for us. It's our faith in receiving that leads to righteousness. So I hope you have a great week. May God bless you.